Hey everyone, we got some big news for Costco stock investors as the company finally raised its membership fees for the first time since 2017. Now, many investors like myself have been expecting this for some time now, as historically Costco has raised its membership fee once every 5.5 years. So this was the longest it had gone before raising its membership fee in some time. It's longer than its historical average. So what I'll do here is I'll evaluate what this will mean for Costco stock investors. I'll compute and show you how much its operating income is likely to increase as a result of the membership fee increase. I'll break down all the numbers for you. And then finally, I'll update my recommendation for Costco stock and let you know what I think about Costco stock as an investment, whether I think it's a buy, hold, or a sell, and if this news changes anything from my perspective. So let's jump into it.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so Costco noting that effective September 1st, it will increase the annual membership fee by $5 for US and Canada Gold Star Business and Business add-on members. Also effective September 1st, annual fees for executive memberships in the US and Canada will increase from $120 to $130. So the membership fee plus the executive upgrade fee, 65 plus 65. The company will also increase the maximum annual award, the 2% reward, from $1,000 to $1,250. And this will affect around 52 million memberships, which a little over half are executive. So Costco raising the fees $5 and $10. I highlighted they hadn't raised their fees since 2017, and I've been writing about Costco's potential membership fee increase since when I was still writing for the Motley Fool and not making videos. This was back in 2021. I started speculating about, well, it's almost time now for Costco to raise its membership fee, and given that inflation is raising the costs for the business, it would be understandable that the company would raise the membership fee a little bit sooner than usual, but instead they did it a little bit later than usual, which is kind of a Costco thing to do, right? They love to provide great value to customers. They love to offer lower prices. And while everybody else was raising prices, Sam's Club, Amazon increased their fees on Amazon Prime, Costco held firm and waited and waited and waited, and finally just now announced the membership fee increase. Also, the membership fee increases of 5 and 10 are on the lower end of what analysts were expecting. There was speculation that maybe they would increase their membership fees by $10 for the lower end and $20 for the higher end. Instead, they chose to go with just 5 and 10. That's on the lower end of all the possible scenarios that analysts were forecasting for Costco. So a very customer-friendly policy here from Costco, even though they're raising their membership fees. So let me share with you the potential impact of this change on Costco's operating profitability. So Costco highlighted that their memberships are split around 52 million that will be impacted half and half from standard and executive. So if we take the standard membership fee increase, 26 million times the $5, you'll get $130 million added to operating profitability. And if you include the executive membership fee increase of $10 times 26 million, you get $260 million. And if we add them together, we get a total of $390 million incremental added to Costco's operating income. Now, from this total, we would need to subtract some number because some people will cancel their membership because of this increase. Costco typically has a membership renewal rate of over 90%. That might dip a little bit because of this membership fee increase. Some people will be upset and cancel, okay? So you got to include that here. So subtract some number from this 390 million. Also, consider that Costco is increasing the top end of the limit for rewards in the executive membership from $1,000 to $1,250. So that's an added benefit you would have to subtract from that total. Overall, though, it will add over 300 million most likely to Costco's operating income this year and beyond. So now that we understand that this will likely add over 300 million to Costco's operating profitability, what percentage of that is the total business? And in its most recent update, Costco told investors that for the first half of its fiscal year, it generated 6.24 billion in operating income. So it's on pace to generate over 12 billion in operating income for the year. So this roughly 300 to 400 million increase in operating income is really a small percentage of Costco's overall operating profitability. I would say around 2 to 4% increase in Costco's operating income this year, and a smaller percentage next year and beyond. So while this news was excellent, it's great news for Costco stock investors, it isn't a huge thing. It's not going to tip the scale hugely in its operating profitability. And in the after hours, Costco's stock price increased by about 2.1%, 2.2% following this announcement. Now already, Costco stock is extremely expensive. It's trading at a forward price to earnings of 49.96, partly in anticipation of this membership fee increase, but more so because of Costco's excellent business execution. I highlighted that Costco is one of the best run brick and mortar businesses in the world, if not the best run businesses in the world, brick and mortar primarily business in the world. Its return on invested capital of 23.74% has been steadily increasing, almost double the level it was at in 2015. Now that's been difficult to do considering that consumer behavior has been shifting dramatically against Costco, right? People have been spending more money online, and Costco's been doing this in a category that consumers have been shying away from. So that makes it that much more impressive that Costco's achieved this result in a consumer environment where they're changing to shopping online. Costco has found a way to keep customers coming to its stores where very few brick and mortar businesses in the world have been able to do that. Costco is one of the few. Home Depot and Lowe's is another one. And Walmart, perhaps you could say, is another one, but not as much, not as good, and not as strongly as Costco. So that's why the business is valued the way it is, because it's absolutely best in class in terms of overall execution. That being said, what do I think of Costco stock as an investment? Do I think it's a buy, hold, or a sell? And what do I think about this news in relation to the investment? Undoubtedly, this news with the membership fee increase is positive for Costco stock investors. It will add incremental profitability because remember, the membership income is almost all profit. That's, there is no cost of goods sold associated with that. Unlike when Costco sells you a box of cereal, they had to pay something for that box of cereal, and what they sell it to you for, they make a small margin on that. Whereas the membership fee increase, that's all margin, that's all profit. So that almost 100% of that goes to the bottom line. Still, I'm concerned about Costco's expensive valuation at a forward price to earnings of 49.96. I've had Costco stock rated as a hold for almost the last, I would say, 5 years. There were moments in the last 5 years when I upgraded Costco stock to a buy, but then I brought it back down because the valuation increased meaningfully, relatively quickly. And the price at which I like Costco stock is a forward price to earnings closer to 30. And you can see it's only traded below or near this valuation briefly, going back all the way to 2021 and before. So you haven't really had an opportunity to get Costco stock at that valuation. So every time I make a video about Costco stock, I mention that this is one of several companies I've been wrong about in terms of the recommendation and the performance. But according to the valuation, I just feel like it's too expensive. I think there's more downside if there should be a glitch in its near perfect track record in business execution. If there's any sign of trouble, this valuation could drop meaningfully really quickly. But you haven't seen that from Costco. They've just been so good in execution, but nobody's perfect, and I don't think they can continue executing perfectly forever. And so for those reasons, I'm concerned, and so I keep this stock rated as a hold. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.